Alright, so I'm pretty sure you read the title, and you're thinking, what exactly might I mean by the 3DS should live on? You probably look at the Switch as the obvious replacement and probably feel a bit differently than how I probably would feel. People have debated on both sides whether or not the 3DS should continue if the Switch should replace it. And while I can see the argument on both sides, I feel I wanted to dip my feet into this topic just a bit. So, one major point on the side that thinks the 3DS should be killed off is that the 3DS is an old, outdated system hardware-wise, and Nintendo could focus primarily on software for the Switch, a more powerful system. The side that believes the 3DS should go on believes that it's simply too profitable for Nintendo to abandon. I can agree on both sides to a degree, but I started to think about it a little bit. And there is some major benefits that the 3DS has over the Switch. Well, two that I can think of anyways. The obvious one being the dual screen gameplay. That would get completely thrown out the window and be completely lost if the Switch becomes successful enough that it warrants a replacement. It's something I'd miss, but could probably go without if that were to go though. So it's not something that affects me too much, but it is something to think about. However, after spending several months bringing a 3DS or a Switch outside to play different games on, I realized something. While it is cool and all that the Switch, you can dock it and undock it at any time, play pretty much any console game on the go, while the Switch is portable, it isn't necessarily a handheld. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, basically, it might not sound like it makes much sense, but in order for myself and I assume others to travel and play the Switch, you would need some kind of carrying case for it. I mean, sure, if you have very large pockets and remove the Joy-Cons and put them into different pockets, you could probably manage it. But it's very large and inconvenient. It doesn't necessarily bug me as much, as I always carry a book bag with me wherever I head out for the day, so, you know, the Switch is naturally going to fit in there perfectly fine. However, by getting rid of the 3DS, we lose that handheld portability. I can conveniently put my 3DS in my pocket and whip it out whenever, and just as quick put it away. The 3DS, even the XL, fits in my pocket, and for people who have even smaller pockets, there are smaller 3DSs in the XL. Rather than the Switch, where I'd have to reach into my bag, grab my carrying case, open that up, whip out the Switch. It's amazing that the Switch is portable to begin with, and with that much power behind it, but in exchange, we lose that convenience. So, I think that maybe, just maybe, instead of killing it off entirely, we can have some sort of compromise here. Maybe a fully handheld successor, like an HDDS or something. An HDS, if you will. I love the Switch, and I love the 3DS, but one is a powerhouse of a portable gaming machine, and the other is a smaller, more convenient machine. Maybe hardware-wise, the 3DS could use a substantial upgrade like the DS to the 3DS, but small enough to stay in such a small size. Well, that's pretty much all I've got for today. I'm enjoying my 3DS even to this day. I'm playing Metroid Samus Returns right now, and in about 2 months or so, we have Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. The 3DS still has lots of life in it, and I don't want to see that slow down anytime soon. So, an HDS would be something I'd like to see in the future. I admit the only point I can't argue against is having only one console to focus development on, since that does sound pretty good. Nintendo can have a large amount of games if instead of 2 consoles they were developing for, there was only 1. I do pretty much agree with that. However, I also feel that due to how successful the Nintendo 3DS is for the company, I just feel like it's unlikely that Nintendo is going to kill off the 3DS anytime soon unless the Switch does massively well. And so far it is, but it's still not quite up there just yet. Keep in mind these opinions of mine are simply thoughts and not necessarily what I think will happen. I'm not exactly an analyst, just a fan of Nintendo. Thanks so much for watching, and if you think I've missed something, feel free to comment any opinions you may have on the subject. Talk to you guys later. Bye.